Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Rayman 2 The Great Escape. Last time we went through the Marshes of Awakening, did some water skiing with Sam, and also we raced Lee in the Walk of Life. In this episode we're actually heading right back into the Bayou, and instead of turning left this time to essentially skip out and doing this level, we're actually going to go through the Bayou this time around. So let's get things started by riding on top of this barrel. Very risky, but we have some bombs coming at us here. Gotta be careful of these, as if they do knock you off of this barrel, then you're just gonna be plummeting straight into the green drink down below, which is an instant death, so you don't want to land any of this swamp goop. But we have a cage right here on that log, so we'll grab ourselves those two lums. And let's turn the camera a bit. Yeah, I knew there was a bomb there. Really make sure you turn your camera around this section, as you won't really see anything coming unless you're actively looking for the bombs. Well, over here we got a switch that the arrow is telling us please hit, so let's go ahead and try to hit that switch. There we go, that switch went ahead and actually revealed this bridge, so let's go ahead, climb onto here really quick, and hurry on along, because these bridges here, they're not going to be stable for all that long. And then up ahead we got this ship actually shooting down a bridge at us, so that's not good. Also, would you look at that? There's a pirate right above a cage. Let's go ahead and break open the cage first, and now we'll take care of the pirate. Pirate's not really that much of a threat, it just kind of takes a bit to get killed. And with that, we got a little celebration. Sometimes after you clear certain enemies and levels, Rayman will celebrate a bit like that, but that's something that happens far and few between. We got ourselves some lums here, let's go ahead and grab some of these. Kill these ghosts that are coming at us. Gotta be very careful of these. And we gotta go ahead and jump right now and hit that green lum. Please hit it. There we go. You see there's a cage right down there, so if you just stand where I am, you'll hit it. And then if you get near where the cage was, you'll grab yourself the lums. So that's how you get that one. Alternatively, you can turn around right here and shoot the cage, but these bridges don't really stay for that long, so I recommend just trying and break open that cage from the top area, as it's a lot easier. But speaking of cages, there's one right over here in this little alcove. Let's go ahead and swing right back over. Grab these two lums. Surprised I didn't shoot that bridge down. And would you look at that, there's a cage right here. You gotta be very careful, as if you step too far ahead here, you'll actually go into the loading zone. And you'll miss this cage entirely. So if I step too far in front of me here, then this would have happened and I couldn't turn right back around. It's kind of annoying, and you have to be mindful of that, so if you're going for that cage, just be careful of how far ahead you walk. Also, I just love shooting that piranha right there because of that little visual gag you have. Just shooting the piranhas in this game just make all their teeth essentially break, and it's hilarious just to look at that. I feel bad for the fish, but it is pretty hilarious just to watch all their teeth just shatter. And oh, hello pirate. Kinda came out of nowhere. Let's go ahead and take care of this guy. Careful, just keep on strafing, you'll be fine. That's pretty much the best thing I could recommend in terms of fighting pirates in this game. Just strafe all the time. That way you will go ahead and dodge all their attacks. We need to be careful here because now we're getting these kegs dropped down on us and they hurt. But we can also not only get squished by these kegs, but we can go ahead and jump right on top of them. Not only do we avoid these kegs altogether, but also we get some nice extra height from that jump, which will allow us to get to some lums that we can't reach normally, which will come into play later on. As you saw there, that was essentially a little tutorial for that, as they put a red lum right out of reach, so if you jump on top of one of those kegs, that's how you grab yourself that lum. We want to come over here to where this lum is, because it reveals a switch. Hit that switch, and you will extend this bridge, which will take us further into the level. And this guy over here, you gotta be careful of him. Essentially, just run off the edge, and then just jump right back on. And that robo-pirate just be stupid enough to walk right off. So he's really not that much of a threat when you do that, but they're invincible. You can't kill them, you have to lure them off a bottomless pit, essentially. If you try to attack them head on, you won't really be doing anything, so just lure him off to the edge, and you'll be fine. Also be careful in this section because these barrels move faster than Rayman, so jumping around and hovering is your best friend right here. Also, there is a cage right over here on the side, which is very easy to miss. And we only have one more cage left, and luckily for us, it's right here. Because we're right at the end of the level. So this one is our teensy. And also, we got enough cages in this level to grant us some more health, so that's great. But here we are, we're at the end. And the teensy is making his way up. Kind of taking a sweet time. Can you get over here today, please? Oh, of course, you're waiting for me, even though I'm right in front of you. You can't walk too far ahead of these teensies, because then they'll just start getting confused. As I'm right in front of this guy, and he's still like, hey, can you come over here? So it's really stupid how close you actually have to be to the teensy just to leave the level. They want you to be right next to them, and that's really, really picky. But we have ourselves another bonus level here since we got everything here in the Bayou. So let's just go ahead and start mashing those buttons. There we go, we beat it. But this bonus won't really give us anything special, so let's just go ahead and back out to the hall doors. There's really no point in showing this one just because there's nothing very new here. The way I'm going to be handling the bonus games is if they actually do change, and if they give us a new reward, I'll show it off. But if it's the exact same thing as what it was last time, there's no need to show that game once again. So with that said, we made it to our first sanctuary, the Sanctuary of Water and Ice. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. Welcome back, Rayman. So, did you guys figure it out? Are you the real king? We're a little more organized now. You are now in the console chamber of the teensies. From here, we can let you enter other worlds. The trip will demand lots of energy. But I see that you've gathered plenty of lums. Prepare yourself to discover a new world. In order for you to gain access to the Sanctuary of Water and Ice, you need a total of at least 100 lums. Come on, go in. So welcome to our first sanctuary level. And as you can see, starting off very simple, we can go ahead and beat up a crab. We also got a pirate up above, which he's going to keep on drilling into the sand here and appearing in random locations, so you gotta be ready for this. Keep on moving around as he can actually appear right on top of you if you're not careful. And as you can see there, when he's drilling into the ground, you can't really hurt him. So just wait for him to appear, start shooting, rinse, smother, repeat. These guys do have a long cool-off period from when they get hit anyway, so it's not really that big of a deal that we can't really hit them coming up. It would just be nice if we could, because that would save us some time. I don't really like fighting these pirates that drill into the sand like this, just because they do take a very long time to kill, since you always have to keep on waiting around. But there you go, he's dead, so we don't have to worry about that pirate anymore. But we don't really want to go too much farther ahead, because we actually want to go ahead back onto the beach, turn around, and we see ourselves a cage out here. And this cage has some lums we want to go ahead and grab, so it's a good thing that we got this now, as later on, we'll probably end the level with 1 to 2 cages, and you would realize you're missing a handful of lums that were right next to the start of the level. Let's go ahead, jump right back into the water here, as now it's time for us to go ahead and swim. And I'm still so used to swimming in the N64 version, so you're going to see me jump out of the water a lot, as I'm used to the A and the B buttons on a controller just being used for going up and down, really. Well, actually, no, I think it was the A and the Z button on the N64 version. So I'm still more used to just how that controls, but for me, I'm using a trigger and then a button, which kind of feels a little awkward. It just takes some time to get used to, really. But we got ourselves both of the cages in the level already, so we don't have to worry about cages anymore. We just have to find the lums. And depending on the level, finding lums can either be an easy task because they'll be right in front of your face, or they can take a while to find as they are sometimes really hidden inside of a level. So just make sure you check every nook and cranny, and if you see any of these lums flying around, then you know just start to search that area, because you might have missed a lot of them, or there could just be a group of lums right next to each other that are pretty easy to miss. But right here, we're actually going to get introduced to a new concept. But first, we got a pirate. So let's go ahead and take this guy out like always. He'll take a lot of fish shots, but eventually he'll go down. As you see here, we got a locked door. We can't really progress any farther, but we got this blue and this orange triangle sitting out here. So we're not really sure what else to do. But for now, we got some kegs lying around. Let's just go ahead and use these and bust open these doors to see what's inside. Oh, hello there, Murphy. What are you doing here? Here's a magic sphere. To grab it, stand in front of it. If you want to toss in the air, just press that A button. To toss it in front of you, then you press the jump button. Put the spheres onto bases of the same color, and the temple doors will open. If you lose one, go back where you last held it. I'm sure you'll find them in there again. Alright, so we gotta take this sphere and put on the base of the same color. Good to know. So we got two spheres, an orange and a blue one that we need to go ahead and place on these, well, these triangle bases. And that should open up the door. And as Murphy said, we can go ahead and just throw them in the air, or we can just go ahead and throw them in front of us. Same control as what we have with the kegs. So these are very simple to control, really. It's just you need to be careful not to lose them, as if you lose one of these spheres, you will have to go back to where you first found it, or to where it landed on the ground, depending on the level. There will be a level later on we'll be dealing with these spheres again, and luckily, there's not as big of a penalty where if you are almost all the way back to the base and you lose the sphere, you don't have to go all the way back to where you first found it. The last place it landed on the ground is where it respawns, and that's something you're really going to want to know for future levels. But for now, this is simple enough. We just have to go ahead, grab these things, and come right back out of the buildings that they're inside of, just to go ahead and place them out down the bases. And since we're so close, there's really not that much of an issue here. There's no extra platforming. There's no extra enemies besides that one pirate that spawned when we first got into this area. And my controls reversed there for a second. That's really weird. But yeah, there was no real problem with that sequence. It's just kill the one pirate before you really grab the spheres, and that's pretty much it. We have a bunch of lums up here, so go ahead and grab all of these. And now we only need 10 more lums. So with that said, let's go on to the next part here to level. You see this slope? It's very slippery. You will lose control if you turn sideways. To accelerate, press up. To slow down, press down. You can't use a helicopter while sliding. So with that said, get ready for one of the more frustrating times in Rayman 2. The slopes themselves to go down with are not really that bad, but they put lums on these sections, so this is what's really difficult, trying to get all these lums on your first shot. I already screwed up. You're not going to get all these lums on your first try when you first play the game. It is extremely difficult to get all these. And the control on these slope sections aren't really the best for precision platforming, which is kind of needed for getting lums. So you just have to go ahead and just be careful when you jump. And make sure that you hold down on the joystick to go ahead and slow yourself down with a sharp turn. And you'll line yourself up with those lums, no problem. Right here's the last big stretch of lums, and of course I missed one, so before I go to the next section, I'm just going to go ahead and jump right off and try again. That's what you're going to need to be doing a lot of the times when you come to one of these sections. If you miss a lum, just jump off and kill yourself right away. That way you can try again, because if you make it to the end of one of these sliding sections, you're going to hit a checkpoint and you can't go back. So you have to replay the entire level again just to get another shot at collecting maybe that one lum that you missed on a slide. It'll get really annoying in later levels. Since this is the first sliding section here of the game, they're easy on you. Don't really put that many lums in here. but it's still difficult to get on the lums, so there's gonna be a lot of trial and error. There, I got the lum. So there's only one more left, but that's the end of the slide section. So let's just go ahead and enter this cave here to get introduced to our first boss, Axel, Guardian of the Sanctuary of Water and Ice. So essentially all we need to do with this boss is extremely simple and easy enough. Just follow the trail of the purple lums, and when you get to the top here, shoot that ice. That'll fall on top of Axel's head, killing him immediately. That's all you have to do. That is it. The bosses in Rayman 2 aren't really that difficult until later in the game, and even then, I wouldn't say the bosses really get difficult until, honestly, the final boss. So, you'll be able to manage these bosses no problem. But before you go inside that waterfall, go on top of the building here, because there is that last lum. That one is probably one of the easiest ones to miss in this entire level, as everyone, when they first play the game, just goes straight into the waterfall, which takes you to the end of the level. So make sure you have everything before you step right into the spot I'm in now, because that is it. You lose control for the rest of the level, and after this, you're taken back to the Hall of Doors. There it is, our first mask. We did it. We found one of the 4 masks of Palokus. Welcome. I am Palokus, the spirit of the world. I see that you found the first of my 4 masks. For now, I am far away and can only speak in dreams. But if you bring me the last 3 masks, I will awaken and help you to fight the pirates. Be strong. Our world's destiny is in your hands. And that is it. That is our first sanctuary all completed. So let's go ahead and play our bonus game. So this bonus game, I figure I'd go ahead and leave in because I do change up a tiny bit. And as you can already tell from the camera change, we're actually taking a different route. This will happen every once in a while when you're playing this bonus game. Essentially, Baby Glowbox here will take a different route to get to the end, which will make the bonus game a little bit longer. And this is how they make the game more difficult. So, be prepared for each time you play, the route make it a little bit longer, which will cause you to button mash for a longer period of time. There we go, we did it. That one wasn't too bad, just a little bit longer than normal. And this one, just like the other 2 bonus games we played so far, just gives us some more health. So let's go ahead and head back to the Hall of Doors, save our game like always. And we have a new level opened up for us here, the Menor Hills. Well, I think with that said, I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. So next time on Let's Play Rayman 2 The Great Escape, we'll head into the next level of the game, the Menor Hills. I'll see you guys next time.